G'day everyone, and welcome to a quick first ride review on the Braaap Moto-E. This is the 2023 model with the 10,000 watt variant. I did a short video when I first got the bike, and I was probably a little bit overcritical of some of the little finishing touches and issues with the bike. But now that I've ridden this bike, it is fantastic. It is so much fun. And I would encourage anyone to get on one of these and have a good time. The battery life is good. I've ridden to work twice, which is a 20k round trip, and I rode to the other side of Sydney and back on a charge. I've done about 150 kilometers and I still had a quarter to go. This is the first time I'm recharging it after the first full charge. So yeah, you can really get some good mileage out of the bike depending on how you ride it. You got 3 power settings. Power setting 1 I would compare to like a 125 in terms of acceleration pickup. It's quite sluggish, but if you're coasting along, it's perfect. 2 I'd say is like a 250 to 300. It's got a little bit more. The power setting 3 is probably like a 500. I've had a Honda CB500X before, and the pickup's pretty similar to that. It really gets up and going, and it's just constant. There's no changing gears or anything. It's really smooth, really quiet, great fun. The suspension on it is quite tough. In terms of you hit something, you know you've hit something, and some of the bigger bumps kind of almost throw you off the seat a little bit. So it is a little stiff in the back end when you hit some of those. A couple of little things. Braaap have said that you can't turn the bike on with the side stand down. That's not true. You can put the keys in and turn the bike on, but with the side stand down, it won't let you roll on. It won't let you move forward. It'll beep at you. Another thing, this is actually a switch for the lights, so you can turn all your lights completely off, which is something I wasn't prepared for. I didn't know about that. So basically, you hit that bike, the lights come on. Hit that button, the lights come on, and then you just measure your high and low beam here. But yeah, you can turn the lights completely off. That's something I wasn't expecting. You do have to click your indicators on and off manually, and the indicator lights are here and here, and they're actually quite dim. So you really just need to be aware. I've ridden most of my bikes lately have been the one where you push the button to reset it off your indication. But having to keep it in mind that I do need to turn that off is something I've got to remember and work on. The rear seat, I've had an issue with it locking. I actually have to lock the front and then force the back in over the pins to hold it in, rather than slide it in and lock it down. If I slide it in and lock it down, this doesn't actually lock correctly and it just comes off, and it almost came off mid-ride. So I had to pull over and reseat it. It's fantastic. I've replaced the front windshield with the tinted variant and the front mirrors with the race mirrors. No, the race mirrors are great for racing. In terms of on the street, they are a bit restrictive in your view. You can't tilt them inwards or outwards. So I'm actually going to probably undo in here and put a little bit of packing in it to try and move it out a little bit. Because yeah, it does cause a few little blind spots, but you know, that's what it is with the race mirrors. It's been so much fun. It's really, I thought it'd be a nice bike. I was a bit upset with some of the little finishing touches when I first got it. And I've been in touch with Braaap with that. And I'm sure that we'll come up with something over the next couple of weeks of how to fix all those issues. One thing that was annoying is the speedometer is well out. I'll be cruising at 60 and it'll tell me I'm doing like 90 k's an hour. At doing 70 k's an hour, it'll say I'm doing 128 kilometers an hour. It's all over the shop. So I'll be very interested to see how Braaap do the rollout of the software to customers over the next wee while. And just things like parts and things. I had a chat to the mechanic that did my blue slip in the Northern Beaches, and he has stopped working with Braaap bikes, mainly because Braaap don't do wholesale parts to mechanics. So that is something to be aware of, that you are going to have to buy the spare parts from Braaap, have them shipped to you, take them to the mechanic, and then a lot of the mechanics don't like working on them because they don't make that extra margin that they normally would on parts. So that's probably why a lot of places don't service Braaap bikes anymore. So that's just something you've got to bear in mind. But this thing is so much fun. I am really looking forward to riding a lot more. It's great fun. It turns well. I've taken it in the wet. I've ridden it in the dry. It's just fun. It's really, really fun. If you've got any questions, queries, want to know anything about the bike, leave a comment down below, and I'll do my best to get back to you, or hit me up on Facebook. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff with it. I do have the little Bluetooth dongle to go with it, so I can work on the computer, but I'm waiting to hear back from Braaap about what to do with that, because I do have to update the software, but I don't want to void my warranties or anything at this point in time. So it's all well and good. I'm looking forward to getting my 25 amp fast charger to go in that tank as well. That's still on back order for me. But yeah, it's a fantastic bike. It rides really well. I've had lots of heads turning. I've had a couple of people on Teslas turning their heads quite aggressively to figure out what it is, because it's just so quiet. I've had other bikes pull up next to me and sort of expect it to be like a Ninja or something, and then I've just absolutely blown them out of the water off takeoff because they just were not expecting it. And they also turn heads as well, because I'm usually playing music, which is something very odd for a bike. It's good fun. I'm looking forward to going in and probably do something with that speaker to try and make it a bit more of a bolstered up speaker, but it's fantastic. The Google works on it. It does a whole bunch of stuff. It's good fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how Braaap come forward in the future and release a few other more variants and little, upgrades here and there. But yeah, like for example, like just here, like sometimes these little plastic guards, they don't match up right. There's just little finishings that it is a cheaper built bike, but the technology in it is solid, and it's a solid bike in terms of rideability, functionality. It's great. So you're not getting Ducati quality finishings on it. You've got to understand that it is Braaap are a small company, and it's probably taken me a couple of days to just sort of settle down and realize that. They're a smaller company. They are a family business. They don't have the same power and abilities as some of the other bike companies. So I'm sure they're going to work their ass off to help me out, help you out, help anyone else out who has issues with these things. But yeah, it's a slow burn. They don't have unlimited resources. They don't have a lot of power behind them. So the bike does, not Braaap doesn't. So yeah, just if you've got any questions, queries, want to know anything, or if you want some examples or some interesting stuff done with it, let me know. I'm going to have a bit of a play around, and yeah, looking forward to getting out and doing a lot more riding. Stay safe.